Okay.
Here we go.
You put the... okay, I'll start. Hi guys, it's AnimeRoomHQ, and we've got our topic for today is season 1 anime. Anime they've only got one season. The quote for today is, "The future is always blank. Only your willpower can leave footsteps there." And that was said by Satoru Fujinuma from the anime Boku Dake ga Inai Machi, or for anyone who's watched it on Netflix, it's called Erased. First, I'd like to thank all of you for the support that you've given me and given everyone on AnimeRoomHQ on all of our social platforms, which is amazing to see. If you're not following already, hit the follow button on Twitch at at the top, or if you're listening on any of our podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Play, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, we hear you. Just follow us and you'll be receiving our podcasts regularly. So I'm your host today. My name is Nirujan, and I'm joined by Viggy.
What's up?
And Avi.
Hey guys, I wasn't expecting you to put me on the spot.
So, hence the like, whoa!
It's fine.
Yeah, no, I thought I'd just let you guys say your thing, right?
Fuck the system.
Okay, so the first anime that I've got on here is quite a famous anime, and it's obviously with today's topic, it's only received one season, and after that, it finished airing after that, and I just want to hear your thoughts on it. So, first of all, Viggy, you've watched it, right? I've read it.
I was.
I haven't watched it. I've only read it.
Yeah. So the anime is No Game No Life.
Yeah. So could you briefly say what it's about?
So No Game No Life is just it's basically essentially a brother and sister duo who do nothing in their lives apart from play games, and they are known as blanks, and they're like top in the world in like every game, and suddenly they are transported into another world, which is essentially gaming based, and it's basically the way they try take on different cities depending on their races and getting to the top, and so they can face the god of the world who is basically undefeated. If the anime is insane though, like the concept and everything is insane.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy because all they do is really just play games and like different styles of games as well. So like it's like any sort. Yeah, it can literally be anything from like chess to Othello, to literally anything. Like, and that turns into to point toss, literally. And they have some sort of way of, obviously, because it's anime, they make it dramatic and epic. And what they have to do is like, just because that brother and sister duo is so skilled, they go through each. Yeah, I guess Viggy covered it, like each city or each kingdom, whatever you want to call it, and each kingdom has its own race. Like, let's just say like a lizard race or like a human race, or the brother and sister are representing the human race, but there's like a witch race and stuff like that, and they go to conquer everything, and they keep going through. And obviously we only have season 1, but that season is basically them just adventuring through that world. And it's if anyone has not watched it, like you need to watch it. For me, it's one of the best isekai anime out there. It's incredible.
So quick question to both of you. Sorry, what do you think of the art style in the anime? Because it's quite different.
It's honestly incredible. Yeah.
For me, it's actually quite refreshing. It's different, and it's like you associate that kind of animation to No Game No Life and nothing else. Like it has its own animation. Like it's so good. It's so mad. I enjoy that. I enjoy that type of animation. It's slightly different to the stuff I usually watch. Stuff like One Piece or Fairy Tail, something like that. The animation is quite standard, quite mainstream. But like here in this sense, like the animation is different. It's
Yeah,
got
I
a bit
feel
of
like
edge to it.
this is probably one of the first animes that did that sort of thing as well, given when it was released.
As a one
They
pop.
varied from the yeah, like they varied from the standard animation,
Yeah.
like template, if you will, and their color scheme like is incredible. Like
Yeah.
it's just so underrated. Like the colors.
Was that? I think it was that scene where they faced. I forgot her name, but the angel girl, when they have to say like the, the word association. So you have to say
I've forgotten.
a word after starting with what it was ending in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah.
biggest one, yeah. That scene, that scene was like that whole bit was just insane for me.
Yeah. Oh, Jibbo.
Jibro, that's the one.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, that bit there.
Do you feel like so? I'm gonna direct this question to Viggy, and if he doesn't really have anything to say, you can go to Abby. It's fine. But
Yeah.
Viggy, what do you think of the protagonists? Like, do you think they were overpowered, or do you think that the anime portrayed them in a good manner?
I think the way they did it was like pretty cool, really mad because they're like noted as the human race who are in that world the weakest of all races. So the way they were shown to have such an overpowered way of thinking, they like found loopholes within the rules and everything, and then taking on different races who are in that world to be stronger, like physically with magic powers and everything.
Yeah.
So where they showed them to like take down, it's basically like the David and Goliath, essentially. So the weaker person took out the one that seemed to be stronger.
Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed the way they portrayed the protagonists in that sense. I'm always a fan of the underdog.
Yeah, that's true. I am as well, to be honest. Abu, I'm going to direct the weird question to you.
Why are you giving me the weird question, bro?
Because you're a weird individual.
Your reaction is going to be funny as well. I want to see your reaction to it. So, what do you think about the incest part of the anime?
I was actually going to touch onto that if you gave me the same question as Viggy.
Touch onto it.
Shut up.
See, Abu likes his fan service, innit?
No. I feel like the protagonists were they were portrayed really well, but given that they are obviously related, the whole Alabama concept of it, it was literally way too much.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just
But to be fair,
weird. It was
It does save them.
so weird.
If I can add, they are not blood related.
Okay, that makes it better. Yeah.
They're stepbrothers.
That makes it okay, but for me, I'm still I'm still a bit weirded out.
I didn't say I was okay with
it. You made it sound
They're just saying to soften the blow.
Yeah,
this is it.
I don't know. It was literally just it was way too much. I feel like that's literally the one thing. If they just made it a normal sort of badass relationship where they literally just had each other's backs, I feel like that would have made the anime perfect.
But I feel like they wouldn't have got to where they were if they didn't have that relationship.
Yeah, especially the stuff like the chess game and stuff like that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Stuff like that. They have they know each other ins and outs, right? They have they know their strengths and weaknesses. As in, that came out way worse than I actually should have. Yeah.
You do you.
Ins and outs for Viggy.
I didn't think about that. You're
the one.
Son,
I never said it.
You didn't even say that. Your facial expression said everything. I'll go first.
So,
have you guys seen the movie? Have you guys seen the movie?
I watched the first few minutes of it, actually.
Okay.
You can talk about it if you want.
As it is, it's essentially just a prequel to the season.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
As in, I'm not saying anything more. It's just a prequel to the movie, to the season.
Is it how out of 10? What would you give it?
8.5.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, as in it was good. As in purely because of the way the world became the world it is.
Okay.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
And how the rules became the rules and everything. They show the background for that as well. So it's sick.
Do you feel so? This is to let me think. This is to Viggy. If you do you feel that so you said obviously that the etchy or the incest aspect of it actually added to the relationship of the two protagonists, right?
Yeah.
But do you feel that like without the incest or without the etchy side of it, like for example when the protagonist teases the princess quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like that kind of aspect of the anime feels taken out? What do you think the anime would have been like? Or do you think you would have liked the anime as much?
Short answer, no.
Oh, go on, Abby.
Short answer is normal and not mentally scarring. But yeah, I'll give Viggy
no, but as in like, I don't think it would. It might have changed the way you look at it. As in, like, I feel like with No Game No Life, people like when they say No Game No Life, they know about the incest, right? As in, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But like, you can't. Probably won't give you the same effect, but it will give you a slightly. It'll be a different route, but the end result will be the same.
Yeah. I feel like my opinion on it is that without the incest and without the I think the incest was really good. Oh God! Please don't click that.
Beyond that.
I feel like the incest aspect of anime was really good because at the time, incest anime was like a selling point. Like, now it's like it's saturated as fuck. But like back then, it used to be like one or two that were incest. So that was the selling feature of it, I guess. And the ecchi aspect of it, it was like it acted as like a softening kind of thing. So it'd be right after like a serious kind of play or like serious moment, and then there would
just mellow it out.
Yeah, like ecchi comedy would like exactly mellow it out. So I feel like that was a good like a transition or change of pace. Yeah.
But without the ecchi side, not the ecchi side, but without the incest side, I feel like the romance between him and the princess would have been way different. The relationship would have been way different.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I feel like they would have gone like further.
Yeah, they would have taken the ecchi a step further than they could have.
Oh yeah.
They have.
Did you want to see that?
I didn't want to see it, but I feel like Abby has something to say here.
You're the one who was on about the ecchi. No, it was Nuj.
What? No.
What about you?
Hey, bruv. Nuj was like, I'll watch everything at 0.25 speed so I can watch everything four times the content.
Yeah, anime is only 20 minutes. If you put it at 0.25 speed, you get more than an hour of content, okay? You go to the toilet and you just sit there.
What?
Right, let's move on to the next anime, guys. Before we get back, we are going to talk about an anime that I have not seen. But if one of you want to explain, I guess the premise of it, because I've been wanting to watch this for a while.
Yeah.
But the English name is erased. The Japanese name is Bokudake ga Inaimachi.
Yep.
I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
That's correct.
That's the one.
So yeah, as in, I know the loose concept of it because obviously I've looked it up and I've wanted to watch it. But if anyone, I guess, nudge to get you talking about something else. Do you want to just give a short synopsis for the people who are listening?
Yeah. So before anything, Abu, I'll make you quote by the end of this podcast. Incest is Wincest, but that's my goal that's my goal for the end of the podcast. But that's my little challenge.
For the remaining however many minutes we have, I can guarantee that won't happen. But continue.
Okay, so Erase is basically a mystery anime that includes a bit of time travel, and what happens is that the main character goes back in time to maybe try and revert certain events so that the future changes, and that's the most I can give. Maybe is that the most I can give, Viggy? I think so.
Yeah. As in, there's one event that happens in the past that really was that he goes back to and wants to change.
Yeah.
So, but anything more than that will ruin it.
And
so does he have superpowers, or is it just like some chance?
It's literally the only thing that he can do is look back in the future, but then
As in, it's essentially like Steins Gate, where they send their mind back into the past, not the actual self.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, and I would say that the main part of the anime is trying to impact those events in the past, and it's very, very psychological. Like, it gets you thinking, and it's like, in that sense, it's kind of like Promised Neverland, like very slightly.
Okay.
As in the whole thing is like, it's essentially like the butterfly effect, right? So in certain cases, if he does something, it'll lead to one thing. If he changes it slightly, it'll go to another thing.
Yeah.
So like, he has to retrace his steps, what, like 16 years in the past. And do it slightly differently to see what changes can happen, and it just gets your mind thinking, because like when you come to a choice, like say in real life, and you're like, if I do this might happen. This might happen. It gets you thinking in a parallel sort of way.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I might give it a watch. I am going to give it a watch. I might move it further up the list because it sounds very interesting.
And I would say, like, there is waifu material in there. So if anyone's looking for a waifu, just take a look. What else?
They're like 13 years old.
No, wait, it's not. It's the protagonist's friend. Yeah. The protagonist's friend.
I know.
Yeah.
I just felt like saying that.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah. Abu, incest is?
You're gonna catch a case.
Yikes.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I would definitely give that anime like at least an 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.5, maybe 9, because it's really well made.
You can
I've literally only heard good things about it, to be entirely honest.
You can binge it as well.
And it's only one season. I've only heard good things, and I literally will watch it. I've just been putting it off because like I want to watch more of the, I guess fight sort of graphics and stuff like that. But when I have time, psychological one, that is the one I'll go.
And 2 other selling points: it is on Netflix, so that's quite easy to watch. And the soundtrack in this anime is one of the best I've ever heard.
Really?
Soundtrack.
I've listened to a lot of J-pop and like Japanese songs, right, from anime, and this is by far one of the best.
I have literally never heard this recommended. Okay.
You need to listen to it. Like, this is the one opening song I would never skip.
Damn, really?
Like, I would always listen to it.
Okay.
Even if you have the option on Netflix to skip intro, you don't.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch it on Netflix. I watched it on another.
As in,
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it as well, but I rewatched it on Netflix recently.
Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, cool. First.
But yeah, so that's one of the another anime that we're going to talk about is Akamega Kill. Has anyone watched it? So Abu, you haven't watched it. Viggy, you watched it?
Yes, I watched it.
All right, go on. I'll leave you with the synopsis.
It's a bit of a madness. So it's basically the protagonist is called Tatsumi. He's a young villager who like travels to the capital of the city to raise money for his home. But then there's like in this capital city like mad corruption. And then there's this group called the Night Raid, which are like an assassin group who recruit him to fight against the corruption in the empire. It's crazy though, the anime.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's different.
Like, I would say,
because I've only seen the thumbnail for it, but there was a sword on it. So, is it like samurais or is it like recent times?
It's like medieval.
Superpowers.
Medieval. It's medieval times with superpowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like one selling point for this anime is that like, if not really a selling point, but like, you know how in Game of Thrones you have to get used to death.
Yeah.
In this anime you have to get used to death. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would say,
the name of it.
This anime gets a lot of shit for like, it's not well made, or it's not got an amazing ending, or it's not like it's not got good episode flow. But I would argue otherwise. Like the ending wasn't too great, but the flow of the anime and like how each episode was important, that struck out to me. And the main key thing to me was that it almost covered every genre. So romance, action, adventure, psychological, thriller, horror.
I have a question for you then, Nudge. I know I haven't even seen the anime, but you said that the ending, you didn't like it. Did you not like it because you were upset with the ending, or did you think that it was poorly written?
It was poorly written.
Okay.
That's my honest opinion. Like, when I look back at it, I don't mind too much. But when I watched it, I didn't.
When you watched it for the first time.
Yeah. When I watched it for the first time, I didn't like it.
Unpopular opinion, I actually quite like it.
Well, you like the ending?
Yeah, because it's different to what other animes show, right?
Yeah. Again, we can't talk much about it because everyone hasn't watched it.
But like that's the reason why I enjoyed it more than what some people would, because it's different from what other animes show.
Yeah, that's true.
In that sense, as it is poor writing. Don't get me wrong, but like the way they ended it was like different, which is why it stood up for me.
I feel like it should have gone on for a bit longer.
It could have, but it is probably why they discontinued.
Perfect for this like fucking podcast. Like, I feel like they should have either gotten a second season to maybe develop things further, or like not even a whole another season, just a few more episodes. Because I feel
like an over series. If they had an over series, it would have been cool.
Like, after the pink one, Mime, after she had a little incident.
Yeah.
Like after that, it felt like it was rushed.
Yeah. After that, it was like Game of Thrones level. Season 8.
Yeah, it was literally like Game of Thrones. The last few episodes, like,
season 8.
That was all sorry, that was all rushed.
As in, I wasted 7 years of my life for that shit.
Like that's why I feel like Akuma Get Killed did that, bro. Imagine Game of Thrones writers were watching Akuma Get Killed and they were like, "Yes, do this, George R. R. Martin." Like,
it was a bit.
But yeah, apart from that, I really like this anime.
Well, if you go back to Erased, like we were saying, like why didn't they get a season 2? But I feel like with Erased, I feel like they didn't need to.
With what? Sorry, Erased.
You know how we said,
100%. Yeah.
I think as it only deserves one season. I don't think it needs anything more. Everything was tied off.
Not even deserve. It had a beautiful ending. Like it tied the knot. Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Like
you had no questions at the end.
Yeah, no question. Literally perfect writing, perfect flow, perfect speed. Everything was nice.
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge selling point.
Yeah,
on the race.
Very few anime can do that.
Yeah.
Without needing a second season.
Yeah, exactly. They've done everything in 12 episodes, 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So let's go on to our last anime that we're going to be talking about today, which is God Eater. Now, who's watched it?
I've seen half of it.
Okay. Vicky?
I've watched it, but so long ago.
Okay,
I think I told you about it, Viggy, and like I told you about years ago.
You
watching it because we started watching it when like it actually came out in 2015. So watching it every week, and then I think I just got distracted with exams, and then I just stopped watching it. But it is something that I definitely want to pick up again, and I've actually added it to my recent list because it's incredible. Nudge, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I was going to say, the anime is supposed to distract you from exams, not the other way around. I think you got it wrong.
Yeah, I know. I did get it the wrong way around. I slept off.
Can you spell something for me?
No. So moving on from what Nudge is trying to do. God Eater, I haven't seen it. Is I guess the first time we're actually on this series, we're talking about an anime that's a game adaptation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and a post-apocalyptic as well. Unless you count Guilty Crown, but I don't know. So yeah, it's a game adaptation. The game came out ages ago, and it's an incredible game for those of you who do like gaming.
Game came out in 2009, I think.
For those of you who like gaming, I know it came out ages ago, people, but like I played the game and it's incredible. Like I loved it.
You play the game?
I used to play it. Yeah,
What'd you
it's
play
incredible.
on?
My laptop, so I got the PS4
emulator
thing on it.
Okay.
And that, but it's incredible. I loved it. Did you play on your PS4?
No, I didn't. I actually watched the anime and then like
I played it on PSP. Is where I played it.
Yeah.
Back when I had it.
I got the PS4 emulator. I think he got the PSP. No, PSP emulator. No, I remember we had the PSP emulator on our laptop.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
I used to play Naruto and Godito on my PSP emulator.
Why does the PSP get all the Japanese games? Like, I don't get it. Why?
I think it's just because, like, I guess the Japanese creators just understand that it's more portable and it's more practical. Like, I know the PSP is. I feel like personally the PSP was way ahead of its time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100.
Too early. Like, I was actually so shocked that it just died out because, like, you bring something like the PSP out now, like, it's essentially the better version of the Nintendo Switch. Let's be real.
Wait. Are you actually comparing it to the Switch?
Like, as in, okay, wait. I understand what I'm saying here. Given the time that it came out in.
Okay, yeah, but then
like, as in. It did okay. Obviously, like if you bring it out now, like it hasn't got as many capabilities as the Switch and everything like that. But just thinking about like if they brought it out now, imagine how many functionalities it would have. Like if they had that idea back then, like
imagine
it was just
five. Yeah.
Like I have no idea why it died out, and I still don't understand to this day. Like I used to play Final Fantasy on it all the time.
Yeah,
it's essentially like a Tamagotchi. It's essentially a Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Did you have a Tamagotchi?
I did. Yeah.
I did.
Oh my god, no, I didn't. I don't want that shit. That shit.
And that's why you're single.
Back before we start arguing about Tamagotchi, so it's a game adaptation. For anyone who hasn't played the game or watched the anime, go play the game, guys. It's amazing. For those of you who have played the game but haven't seen the anime, I would honestly suggest the anime. Don't take me watching only half the anime as like some sort of thing that I don't like it. I loved the anime when it came out. I thought that it got an unnecessary amount of hate, honestly speaking. I thought the graphics was something that you have to get used to, much like Kengan Ashura or something like that. But once you get used to it, the graphics are incredible. The fight scenes are incredible. Basically, the concept of the anime is that they have this like post-apocalyptic world, and the human race is basically struggling to survive. They have these monsters that are basically, I guess, caused the apocalypse, which is called Aragami or something like that.
Yeah.
Like these huge, overpowered monsters that look like, I don't know, huge lions or something like that. And they basically eat and kill everything around them. And they basically have to fight it using these swords that they have called Godoks.
Yeah.
Hence called God Eater.
Godoks are made from the Aragami.
Yeah. The hearts.
Right. Yeah. And yeah.
I would like to add something. So, my opinion on it is that it's an amazing anime in terms of the art style, the ideas, the concept of it. Like it was absolutely crazy. Like I loved it. Like the weapon design as well looked so cool. I haven't seen anything like it before. It looked like anime Gears of War. That's what it looked like. It looks sick.
That's actually a mad sound.
But I would have to say that the writing was horseshit. It was so bad. I had no clue what was going on after a few episodes. And like,
as in, it was one of those animes where you just watch it for the fights.
That's the thing. Like, you need to know the story.
You didn't know what was going on
to get attached. Like, you need to know what's going on. I have no clue. It got to the point where I was
this sort of world, you don't know who the guy is, who the team is, like who the girl is.
Like, literally.
You don't know anything about it. All you know is like, this is the main guy because they're showing him a lot. This is a bad thing because it's killing a lot of people. There's a fight. Let's get hyped. That's it.
But I think they built it on the premises that people know the game.
Yeah,
that is.
I feel like that was their target audience was people that have played the game and watched it. They know the backstory.
There's been other game adaptations that have done a lot better. To be fair.
Yeah.
For sure.
Stuff like was it Grand Blue?
Yeah, Grand Blue.
Yeah.
That's a way
Grand
better.
Blue.
Like, that's a mobile game, but that's a way better adaptation.
Because to the thing was, is I think the writer said it as well. Because if you play the game, like there's so much in-depth story over there.
Yeah.
The story arc is long. It's ages complete. And if you watch the anime after playing the game, then you're like, okay, I know what's going on. And you're already attached to the characters before you even watch it, right? Because you know.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. You know when the captain died, yeah, literally in my head I was like, oh no. Like, I couldn't even react properly because I don't even know the guy. I was like, oh no. But yeah,
I know.
like, but apart from that, I really like the art. What do you think, Viggy? You haven't seen it, right?
I've seen it.
Oh, you have seen
He's
it.
always
What do you think?
I've seen it. I enjoyed the animation like more than the actual anime.
Yeah.
Like honestly, the sword style they use is just like because like it's weird. It's funny how they like replenish the ammo. So like they slash shoot whatever to replace the ammo. They have to eat something. One of the origami to replace the ammo, and it's just a cycle, which is mad. Like
It's a
the
nice
weapons
concept.
they use are sick. Yeah, it's a mad concept.
Yeah. What would you wait? So Abu's seen the game, and we've described the anime to you, right? Like, and you've seen a couple episodes, obviously. What would you give it out of 10? And would you recommend it?
The anime so far,
Yeah. So what you've watched?
from what I've seen,
I don't.
I know this is a technical answer, but like, I wouldn't actually give the anime as a whole any rating because like I would ask the person what they're looking for first, like because if you're looking for something like that's hype and something that's like a good fighting anime, then honestly like that is like literally an 8 or a 9. Like it's incredible, but if you're looking for something with a bit more depth, even for a one season anime where like you can actually like think, okay, this is a good story, good anime and everything. It's honestly close to like a 2 or 1. Like it's just as it is because they vary so much. I would honestly ask the viewer like what do you want from the anime? And in which those would be my answers, like a 9 or a 2.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's fair. That's pretty polarizing, but it's true. It's honestly true.
Yeah.
Such a political answer there.
it is very polar.
All right. So now we're gonna go through each of our recommendations. I'll start as the host.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm getting excited because I'm not picking on him as the host.
No, I was about to tell you anyway, but then you said you, so I was like, alright, cool, fine, you took my
Okay, so my recommendation, even though it had quite I think over 200 episodes, but I feel like it needed to go on for a bit longer because the manga was amazing. I feel like Hitman Reborn, Katekyoshi Hitman Reborn needs I wanted from the bottom of my heart for it to continue because it was an amazing anime. It's number one best anime ever on my list.
Really?
I've loved it. Like it's by far my favorite.
So sick. It's actually so sick.
And a fun fact is that it started as a gag manga, so like a 4-panel comedy manga that would come out every week, and then it translated into an action anime so quickly because people loved it, and that alone just made me love it because the comedy aspect was amazing already, and then the action as well, and like the characters, I felt so attached to the characters. It was amazing, and then the mafia aspect of it just brought it home.
Mafia was so sick. The whole Mafia aspect was so
sick. Like I'll tell you, my favorite character from the anime would either have to be the Primo, Vongola Primo, so the first boss of the Vongola family, or it would have to be Reborn.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah. So obviously that wouldn't make sense to anyone who hasn't watched it, but definitely.
Primo was
what?
The first
Shodai Vongola boss.
Shodai,
she's
was probably
so strong, and he looks so cool as well. Like, man, Suna sick as well.
Suna looks bad as well. To be fair.
Yeah. So
it came out a while ago. Is the graphics good?
It's like
it came out 2006.
Yeah, but I honestly don't mind.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't mind
The graphics are fine. They're not like today's anime, but it's still fine, honestly.
Yeah, they're still dirty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Who wants to go next?
I can go next. I think my recommendation is probably Batum.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah, Batum is probably one of
Yeah.
my. As in, it's Batum is like, if you haven't watched it, it's basically a game within the anime. Well, a game where you use bombs as a weapon, and there's various types of bombs, and there's these crazy people in the world that decide, fuck it, let's get human beings and trap them on an island and play the game in real life. And the main guy, he's like a top ranked player in the actual game, and I think their family sells the person, right, or the closest relative.
I haven't seen it, so you're
You haven't seen it?
No.
Yeah, okay. So essentially, I think
Yeah, they
the
do.
weird
Yeah,
thing is
they do.
the person who gets sent to the island is like sold from their parents or something. So the main guy, his parents, he basically does nothing apart from gaming. So his mom sold him to the company to be trapped on the island and play Batum.
Yikes.
And it's crazy. Like the whole aspect of it is mad.
The ending was so sick for the anime.
Yeah,
Really?
it was mad. It was so sick.
I
Yeah,
heard
it was so
crap.
good. It was actually, it was
No,
like, as in, it's decent.
It's different.
It's different.
It's essentially, I can't get killed all over again.
Interests are different as well, isn't it, Abby?
Shut up. You're not gonna get me through that. I know it's going to get to the podcast. It's not going to happen.
That's not fair.
I really enjoyed the end. I thought it was a really complete anime, to be entirely honest. My only complaint was that there wasn't a season 2.
Oh, okay, so it's
Yeah.
perfect for this
I
anime.
wish there was a season 2.
Sorry, not this anime, this podcast.
Podcast. Yeah. I wish there was a season 2 because the way they ended it was kind of peak because it left you answering questions. It left the questions to be answered. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And go on, Abu. What's your recommendation?
I would say Angel Beats.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
Angel Beats, I feel like is a really underrated anime. It's not like
Underrated.
hyped up as much. Yeah,
Really?
it is underrated. No, I think so.
No.
I feel it's quite popular.
I think it's popular.
I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, to be entirely honest.
As in, to be fair, your friends, as in us lot, probably just watch like fighting action anime. You know?
Like, to be fair,
Yeah.
I played it in school. I played Angel Beats in my anime club.
Oh,
And,
okay,
yeah,
fine.
none of the kids knew it, but they loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah, as in
one of
the
those things-
current generation, they don't know it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, it's just like as in when you look on social media or anything, really, like you just don't see Angel Beats like talked about. And I think it was a really good anime. Obviously, the ending for those who have watched it, it left you wanting either an alternate ending or a season 2 where you're like, okay, this is a dream or something. Like it's just something like, as in you just want to see like everything continue. It's probably the way that I can say spoilers.
Yeah.
And overall, like that anime up till the last episode, it was incredible.
Do you know who my favorite character was in that anime? You guess who my favorite character was.
I don't know, probably as in given as you, like I don't know, the silver-haired girl.
No, and it's Shiro. No, the American guy. He's like, oh man, yes, guitar.
Okay,
I'm jumping out the window.
sideline.
That guy was hilarious. I remember, you know, when they're in class and they're trying to prank the teacher, his chair got blown up into the ceiling. He's like, oh no! And then it's just slow motion as well.
It's so sick. Yeah, that anime was a really good one, honestly.
Yeah, I agree 100% with your recommendation, man. Definitely. I'm happy that you brought that up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end of the podcast, guys. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's listening for supporting us on Twitch, on our Spotify, on our Apple Podcast. And if you're not already following us on our Instagram and TikTok, check our pages out on there. They're amazing. We've got tons of content on there, and you're going to love it. I'm sure of it. I have a question for our listeners and for anyone who's watching on Twitch right now. If you had to pick if you had to pick an anime to recommend us, what would it be? And tell us a reason why. Follow the conversation on Discord, which is in the... if you scroll down on Twitch, the link is there. If not, it will be in the YouTube description, or it should be in the description for the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. But yeah, have you guys got any last comments?
I like that question.
I think you covered it. I enjoy that question.
Yeah, I like that question.
I need more anime to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine.
I need more anime to
My
watch.
list is fucking long.
I need a,
Yeah.
I need a ton of anime.
It's weird, like, as in I have such a long list already that I need to get through, but I still want to be recommending more anime.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a good question to leave on. Any recommendations, let us know, guys.
Cool. As AnimeRoomHQ signing off. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.